Hello everyone and welcome to TrackBit. In this video we are going to understand pattern matching. So let's understand first what is exactly pattern matching. It's basically a switch statement, a very exhaustive switch statement which goes through all the possible cases you have mentioned. So let's understand this example by creating a simple function, a very simple function in which you'll try to add or remove a value from an array. So let's first begin with creating a variant operations. Now what we need to do is add function which will accept type integer and remove function which will also accept integer. So after mentioning this, let's create the array. Let's call it slot, which will have, say, these values in it already. So once we have mentioned this, now let's try to create a function which will accept these values, any possible add or remove function in it. So let's create, say, ops, and let's make it accept operations. And now what we need to do is just call the switch. Now mention again operations. Once you have mentioned this, it destructures all the possible scenarios in your switch. So now we have to just mention what are we doing here. So let's call it a, which is an integer. And now in case of a, you'll be passing a value that will be added into the slot. So what we can do here is using pipe operator. Now js.array dot concat, and now you'll add this value in this. So sorry, you will be adding this value. And now we have covered the add function, but it's stating us error. Why is that? Because we haven't mentioned what the remove scenario would be doing. So we need to mention that now. So let's make sure we cover up that as well. So now remove will take a value as well, and in which slot array, and then js dot array dot to remove. What we can possibly use is filter. So filter will take this value and give us a fresh array basically, without mutating the previous one. So equal to a. Now we have covered both the scenarios. So let's see if this actually even works. Well, the most important thing after all. So now we mention ops operations. So what possibly need to do is add a value. Let's add 4 in it and see if that works. So now you can see a new value 4 has been added. Let's check if it's able to remove the value. So what we can do is let's remove 2. So now we try to remove 2. Now you can see 2 has been removed from the slot. So another thing we can do here again is, you can see js.array has been mentioned in both the places, making the code look very verbose. So let's clean it up a bit. What we can do is, first let me just format it. Now what we can do is just open this module above rather than mentioning it again and again here. So once we do this, now we can just neatly remove it. And now you have a very, very clear, precise code explaining pattern matching. Thank you for watching this and do subscribe.